So hello everyone, in this video we are going to see Wipro NLTH interview experience. So basically in this video we are going to cover the technical round questions. So most of the times what all are the technical questions that are asked in the interview of Wipro NLTH. So let's start with the questions. So first question is difference between compiler and interpreter. So what I will do is in this video, along with the questions, I will give some basic one paragraph answer for all the questions. If you want to see in more detail, you can Google the questions and get a complete understanding of that questions. Okay, so the first question is difference between compiler and interpreter. Compiler scans the whole program in one go. As it scans the code in one go, the errors, if any, are shown at the end together. Interpreter translates the program one statement at a time. Considering it scans the code one at a time, errors are shown line by line. So let's move on now to the next question. So the next question is what are AI or ML and their differences? So this is one of the most asked question, that is difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning. Apart from that, you can also get some questions on data science as well, but this is basic general questions, so you don't have to explain much in detail. One paragraph answer will be sufficient. So artificial intelligence is the technology using which we can create intelligent systems that can simulate human intelligence. Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence which enables machines to learn from past data or experiences without being explicitly programmed. So with the term machine learning, we can understand that machine learning is a technology in which we train machine to think in a uh, way similar to humans, right? And machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. So now let's move on to the next question. So the next question is why do we need OOPS? OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming Structure. So the main reason of using OOPS is because it provides some functionalities like abstraction, polymorphism, and inheritance. And to more know about in detail, you can read all what all of these terms means. And this is just a basic answer for the question why do we need OOPS. OOP provides a clear modular structure for programs, which makes it good for defining abstract data types where implementation details are hidden and the unit has a clearly defined interface. OOP makes it easy to maintain and modify existing code as new objects can be created with small differences to existing ones. So this is the main advantage of using OOPS. So now let's move on to the next question. What exactly is NLP? Explain from NLP, which means that what exactly is NLP. So basically NLP stands for natural language processing. So let's see what is NLP. The field of study that focuses on the interactions between human language and computer is called natural language processing, or NLP for short. It sits at the intersection of computer science, artificial and computational linguistic. So now let's move on to the next question. What is a strong AI and weak AI? Weak AI is focused on the technology which is capable of carrying out pre-planned moves based on some rules and applying these to achieve a certain goal. But strong AI is based on coming up with a technology that can think and function similar to humans. So this is the major difference between strong AI and weak AI. Now let's move on to the next question. Explain polymorphism. So polymorphism is the concept with the help of which single action in different ways can be performed. The word polymorphism is derived from two Greek words, poly and morphs. Poly means many and morph means forms. Henceforth, polymorphism implies many forms. So this is the technical definition of polymorphism. Now let's move on to the next question. What is normalization? Normalization is the process of organizing a database to reduce redundancy and improve data integrity. Normalization also simplifies the database design so that it achieves the optimal structure composed of atomic elements, that is the elements that cannot be broken down into smaller parts. If you're from computer science, you must know what is normalization, but sometimes we fall in some cases like where we, in spite of knowing the about complete topic, we are not able to like impart our knowledge to the interviewer, that Although we have the knowledge about the whole topic, but we can't express it in words. So this is the main reason of making this video, so that you get a small one paragraph answer for each questions. Now let's move on to the next question. Explain the difference between primary key and foreign key. A primary key generally focuses on uniqueness of table. It is a column or a set of columns that uniquely distinguishes every row in the database. It means it should not have any duplicate value, and it does not contain a null value. So primary key is used to identify uniquely any column in a table. A foreign key is generally used to build a relationship between the two tables. The major purpose of foreign key is to sustain data integrity between two separate instances of an entity. So foreign key is used to build a relationship between the two tables. So the next question is, what are DDL, DML commands? So this is again a database question. DDL is the short name of data definition language, which deals with the database schemas and descriptions of how the data should reside in the database. DML is the short name of data manipulation language, which deals with the data manipulation and includes most common SQL statements such as select, insert, update, delete, etc. And it is used to store, modify, retrieve, delete, and update data in a database. So DDL and DML is one of the most favorite questions from the database of the interviewer. So I would suggest you that have some basic understanding of this question. And now let's move on to the next question. What is a pointer and how will you declare it? So I guess pointer everyone will know, because even though if you are from computer science or from any other non-core branch, you must have studied C language at least. A pointer is a variable whose values is the address of another variable. Like any variable or constant, you must declare a pointer before you can work with it. The general form of pointer variable declaration is, first we have to like write the type of the variable, uh, of what type, like int, char or float or any other type, and then we have to give an asterisk sign and the variable name. So now let's move on to the next question. What are arrays and linked lists? Explain the difference between them. So as we all know, array stores the elements in contiguous memory locations, resulting in easily calculable addresses for the elements stored, and this allows faster access to an element at an specific index. So arrays store the elements in a contiguous memory location, so because of which accessing a particular element becomes very fast. And whereas in linked lists are less rigid in their storage structure, and elements are not usually stored in contiguous locations. Hence they need to be stored with additional tags given a reference to the next element. So we know that a node of a linked list have the element section and the next pointer, which gives the uh, pointer to the next element. So this difference in data storage schemes decides which data structure would be more suitable for a given situation. There are different situations based on which we can use array or linked list. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So, so the next question is, if you want to insert a node between two linked lists, how will you do it? So basically, this can be seen as a coding question also, or a general question also. What I will do is I will explain it in a general form, how you can explain to the interviewer. If the interviewer can ask, if the interviewer asks you to write a code about this, you have to show them by writing the code for this also. So let's see how you explain this. So it is asked that if you want to insert a node between two linked lists. So suppose we have two linked lists. Let's consider this as the linked list 1. So we will not take very long linked list. Just let the first linked list have two elements. For example, let's suppose the elements are 10 and 20. And again here there is a linked list, and the end of the linked list is null. So let's mark it as 30 and 40. So this is a two linked list, and we have a node like this. Let's suppose it as 50. What we have to do is we have to insert this node between these two linked lists and make a single linked list. So what we will do is the next of the last node of the first linked list will point to the this node, and then the next of the node will point to the starting address of the next linked list, and in this way we can have a single linked list with our element. So in this way you can write like this. So we will get the resulting linked list with a single node inserted in between. So this is how it will be outputted. So in this way you can explain the interviewer this question. In most of the cases this much explanation would suffice, because they even don't have much time. So if you explain in this way, it will be sufficient. If they want to ask how it can be coded, you can tell them if you know. If not, without wasting time, you can tell them that I don't have much insights about the linked list code. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. So the next question is static and dynamic memory allocation. When the allocation of memory performs at the compile time, then it is known as static memory. In this memory uh, is allocated for variables by the compiler. When the memory allocation is done at the execution on runtime, then it is called as dynamic memory allocation. Now let's move on to the next question. Are you familiar with DBMS? So if you are from computer science or some of the electrical or some of those branches, you must have studied DBMS in your curriculum. So if you have basic understanding of the subject, you can say yes. If not, I would suggest not to say no. Just have some of the understanding of this, not in very much detail, so that you can give some basic answers for this. So the answer for this will be database management system is a software for storing and retrieving users' data while considering appropriate security measures. It consists of a group of programs which manipulate the database. So next question is some kind of a question which does not have a specific answer. You can answer according to you. If further getting an option to choose between a Java or C++ project, which one you choose and why? So you can answer in any way. If you are having the hold of any one language, you can say definitely I would working with a project which includes C++ language. If not, you can answer in your own way. And if you don't have a knowledge about Java or C++ both, you can say that I don't have you don't say like I don't have any knowledge about on these languages. Just say that I am flexible working with any of them, and I would learn eventually. So now let's move on to the next question. Why do you want to apply to IT from your respective branch? So if you are from some other branch like mechanical civil, so in that case they can ask you this question. So you should have a proper answer for that. You should show them that you are interested, and you can learn whatever be the case. So there can be some coding questions also can be asked, like explain prime number code. You can search it on Google and can answer this accordingly. Swap two numbers without using the third variable. So you can easily get the answer for this question, and uh, just you have to write the code for them. Even if you don't know the complete code, you can write the pseudo code for it. So that's all for this video. I hope you like the video, and all the technical questions that were asked most commonly in Wipro were covered in this video. And to more such videos, you can check this playlist section of my channel. Thank you.